is up, my totally offensive army and random YouTubers alike? Back again for another music video reaction. And for those of you who are somewhat new to this channel, which should be like 500 of you, I know you followed this channel because I'm uploading coverage of the riots in Minneapolis and riots in various other locations across the United States. Welcome to the channel. What I did before we had a worldwide pandemic and riots about racial inequality was I did music reactions, roasts of people who had bad who uploaded horrible music performances to YouTube, or like horrible unfounded conspiracy theories, and I did some food reviews and some restaurant reviews and that type of thing. But I mean, if you want to stick around after the riots die down and the coverage of that ends, you're more than happy to. And if you're just here for news coverage, that's fine. I've only asked for subscribers in like 3 videos out of 105, and that's just because they were cross-platform, yeah, fuck the English language, cross-platform videos. Take a YouTube video, throw it on Facebook, explain it, take a Facebook video, throw it on YouTube, explain it, that type of thing. Even the outro of my video says whatever at the end of it, because I'm just not about that. I figure if you want to be here for the content, you will, and if you don't, you won't. Simple as that. Now, this video I'm about to get into is Joyner Lucas, I'm Not Racist. I'm aware this is a couple years old, but I didn't even know that this video even existed until I saw it start to trend on Facebook. And of course, something like this would trend on Facebook after the murder of George Floyd. I completely understand. I gotta say, my opinions about politics and the way the United States works has completely changed in the last week. I think a lot of people's have. I've noticed a lot of like the Creek Squad related channels and a lot of the channels steeped around Southern culture are trying to avoid the topic of talking about race and politics right now because it's a sensitive time. They don't want to lose subscribers. I'm not that guy, man. I will always keep it real with you. I will always give you my opinions on how I feel about things 100%. And right now, I'm in a belief and a firm state of mind that I don't think one person's life should be valued over another person's life due to the color of their skin. That's where I stand on that. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this video. It is Joyner Lucas, I'm Not Racist.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter, all the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that.
Jeez.
Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. We'll pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like,
I still can't believe that we live in a day and age where people expect an N-word pass from time to time when they're white just because they want to go ahead and like offer social commentary on it. I don't think like that word was pretty much used on black people as a derogatory term to state that they were under white people at a time when they were being oppressed and used to promote the economy through in slavery and picking cotton and whatnot. So I mean, yeah, it doesn't. Now black people use that word as like to acknowledge, there's a brotherhood and as empowerment for the most part. White people just use it to look controversial or to make jokes. And man, I've been one of those white people at times in my life when I was younger though, like a lot younger, like 19. I'm 34 now, and looking back on it, like I kind of want to go back and kick myself in the balls. That's yeah.
you was on the plantation getting down back then. Alright. Look. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. And I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals?
Jesus.
You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight.
No wonder this video was so controversial. In the first minute of the video, hell, not even a minute, we're 57 seconds in, he's already brought to light every single stereotype cast about the African American community by most white people who were just politically charged and pissed off about paying taxes in the programs that are supposed to help people who are underprivileged. What the fuck? Wow. I can see why this ended up like making some news headlines back in the day.
It's like you're proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight, and then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face!
I buy my weed from a white
Can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. They fucked the world with a Make America Great condom.
Huh.
My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother in his...
Oh my god. Oh my god, the I'm not racist logic. Okay, I know a lot of people have done this, and I've done this myself a long time ago, where I simply said I'm not racist because I've associated with a person of color. While you can be unconsciously racist and say things about minorities without even realizing that you're in fact racist. That's just part of it. A lot of this shit has been ingrained into our heads by our parents and like our grandparents and stuff because basically we were told at an early age to mind our business and not talk to other people of different races because it could cause conflict. And so rather than, cause conflict and whatnot, by saying these things we kept to ourselves for some fear that normally most of the time, didn't exist for an event that would never happen. It's very odd. It's very fucking strange, actually, if you think about it. And then this whole Make America Great Again. At this point, like, Trump is hiding in a basement in the White House. They came to burn and loot down Washington, D.C. in protest. And Trump hid in a basement in the White House. That's such a bitch move. I don't know any other way to say it. Like, Teddy Roosevelt in 1912 was in the middle of giving a speech, and he took a bullet to the chest from an assassin, and he shrugged it off and continued giving his speech. Let's see, who else? FDR served for three terms, and he had polio, or he had contracted polio in the middle of serving all 3 terms. And while his immune system was compromised and he lacked the ability to even walk or speak correctly, he still gave speeches and ran this country amazingly well. And then there's Trump, who gasses protesters on the sidewalks of a local church so he can pose for a photo with a Bible, and the man don't even go to that church nor read the Bible. But then he hides in a basement to address the nation. No, he doesn't even address the nation, as a matter of fact. This blonde press secretary chick did. I don't get it, man. I really don't fucking understand it.
Girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lie, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, study the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god. Oh my god. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen, and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president.
Damn.
Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gonna show us some respect. You gonna stand for this country, nigga.
Hard ER. No wonder he got a whole lot of controversy. Jesus. Man, I think it's really hard to give a speech about patriotism to somebody who's been oppressed simply for walking down the sidewalk while wearing a hoodie. Like, you can't say, hey, love your country when people are scared to go outside and walk down the sidewalk simply because of the color of their skin. Or people are getting pulled over all the time simply for being of a different color while driving a car. I don't think you can give people a speech about patriotism and tell them to love their country when they're scared to even go out and drive the roads of their country or walk the sidewalks in it.
Not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more.
What the fuck?
Like you want to be so famous, you'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass. You ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that goat out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours.
I think the tone of this video pretty much, it's not so much rap, I would say. I wouldn't call this a song. I'd call this spoken word poetry with like a backing track. But I think it's that everyone has some type of subconscious amount of racism, whether they want to believe it or not. Like black people towards white people and white people towards black. I don't think we can all sit around and compassionately love one another with tons of empathy and sympathy just because of what's transpired in the history of this country. There's got to be a bit of biasness there, whether we believe it or not. It probably still exists.
I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that?
Right?
And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not infected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga.
I like how he knocked the hat off. I mean, he's coming back pretty hard with the actual rebuttal of this, and I wasn't prepared for that. Like, that's sort of catching me off guard. But this whole video is catching me all off guard and getting me, like, you can see me shifting around in my chair. It's getting me up in my emotions, and it's making me uncomfortable, which I'm sure is its intended purpose. It's probably supposed to broaden your mind just a tad, and for me, it's more than just a tad.
I'm sorry, you can never fill my life. Trying to have faith, but I never felt alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Trying to find a job and ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick. This is
that's pretty true. I actually have a comedian friend who's black, and he talks about, like, his mom gave him 3 white people names from birth. Like, his first, middle, and last name pretty much are all stereotypical white people names. And she did that so he would always get a call back after submitting a resume. Yeah, so he'd at least get a job interview off of his resumes instead of having a culturally significant name. Yeah, that's where that's at. Okay, yeah. God damn, this video's got me in my feels.
A part of your tactics, don't talk about no motherfucking taxes. When I ain't making no dough, you think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa.
You ever notice how, like, most of America now has copied African American slang? Like, bruh, and all this, and the clothing, and then the beats, and as rap started out, and everything else. I mean, I don't really think there's anything wrong with the African American community having their own thing. I just wish we all, like, you know, had a world where we didn't have to have our own culture to set us apart, to show that we've made and overcome a bunch of struggles. I wish we could all just collaborate as one. And I think there are people out there who are willing and trying to do that, but I think there's so much resentment from the history of this country that it's hard to do.
Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is false shit. This the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people. That's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was having...
Actually, 2 Chainz's videos are quite lit, especially when he shows off the most expensive item for something and then comments on it. Also, the weed smoking videos, they're pretty funny. The man gets way too high in those videos and can't even articulate his thoughts into words. And when I'm watching them, I tend to lose my shit laughing. They're great. The barbecues, that's a whole different story. Black people got, like, fish fries, then they got barbecues. They're 2 different elements. Our barbecues just include shit like potato salad from Kroger and food with no salt on it or pepper.
Black, you hated President Obama. I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back, and then you gave us Donald Trump, and I was paid back for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I noticed a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praised Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died, nigga. Die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on OJ, blame it on everybody.
OJ was weird, though. I can see why I brought up OJ. The whole nation was conflicted at the time because, like, we all knew we did it, but he was a football star, and he had a whole lot of support behind the country, or you know, behind him in this country, and we all knew he did it. But at the same time, like, when we were listening on the radio that day, I was just a kid. Like, once they delivered a not guilty verdict, we all hooped with joy because for once we thought that a brother finally got a break. Is exactly how that went. We all knew he was guilty as fuck, though.
Except for your own race, blaming on black niggas and blaming on black citizens, aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now, treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now, and now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die.
I think a lot of us know what it's like to be in the frying pot now, or the frying pan. Oh man, I never really thought I'd live in a world where there's a pandemic and then riots over racial inequality. Aliens have been supposedly documented to exist. I never thought I'd live to see any of this, man. I thought I would just like die of some clogged arteries over too many trips to Wendy's or something in my like early 60s or early 70s, and that'd be it after writing some books and telling some jokes and stuff. But nah, man. This shit is mind-blowing. Like, mental health out there and the struggles we're all having with it right now is very fucking real.
I am not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes and we could change lives so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building but split into both sides. I'm not racist.
Hell, at this point, I think there are people out there, both white and black, who are simply going to stay racist because they don't want to accept anybody else. Not out of love, not out of compassion, simply because they just don't want to go ahead and forgive and forget. They just want to go ahead and hang on to the resentment in this country from how history has progressed, because they feel like it gives them some type of voice or some type of reason to keep going. It's like some type of fucked up form of motivation. And that's a really sad way to motivate yourself and inspire yourself to do things. Because there's no good that's going to come from that. There's no love in that. There's no peace that comes from that. Hell, that's just that the motivation and the inspiration from hanging on to that type of thing comes from not having any inner peace. It's pretty fucked up.
But there's two sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding.
Right in the feels.
I'm not racist.
I mean, this video is literally two people, some spoken word, a backing track, and a table that they flipped over in the middle of the video. And this is probably one of the most emotionally charged and racially inspired videos on YouTube. Oh my god. Oh, well, if y'all want to, get in the comment section, let me know your perspective on this video and what you think as well. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to read about it. And I'll go ahead and put the link to this video in the description so you can check it out for yourselves. And yeah, if you want to stick around after I'm done with all the news coverage and this stuff dies down, if it ever does die down, you're more than welcome to. And if you don't, no big deal either. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you didn't, hey, shit happens. But anyway, thanks for watching. All's I'm saying, guys.